This week we are not cooking, we are assembling dinner. Simply because Thanksgiving is coming up, or any time of the year, if you've just got a really busy week and you don't have time to cook, these are the meals that you'll want to serve. I'm sharing 5 15-minute meals. Think of them as survival mode meals. They're gonna get us through to Thanksgiving, our biggest cooking day of the year, or just get you through a busy week. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. I've got something that really it blew my mind that this was even available, and I hope it helps you out if you didn't know this was available. You can buy pre-shredded rotisserie chicken, AKA, yes, rotisserie chicken is a cheat way to not have to cook, but if you've got to shred it and you're really in a hurry and you really don't want to be in the kitchen, you can buy it like this. First up, I'm making my very simple chicken quesadillas. These are so quick. Zero cooking involved. We just got to warm them up. Let's do it. Let's heat up this large skillet to about medium heat, maybe a little more. We're gonna let that warm up while I kind of assemble everything. All we need are some tortillas. Obviously, use whatever you have on hand. These are the burrito size because they're really great to fold over. But if you've got small ones, no big deal. We've got this shredded rotisserie chicken, like I mentioned. I always love throwing rotel into my quesadillas, and I really like this fire roasted one. And we're using the help of pre-shredded cheese. I love this Mexican blend. That's all we gotta do. I've got some softened butter here. I'm just gonna butter one side of my quesadilla. This side will go down in the pan. To make it even quicker, if you just wanna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, that's fine, that'll help crisp it up. Okay, that's all we needed to do for that side. Let's go over to our skillet. So butter side down. I like to layer it this way. Let's do a layer of cheese, some chicken. This is really nicely shredded too. Sometimes when I shred it, it ain't so shredded, you know? It's more like hunks of chicken. So this is really nice. Let's add in a little rotel. This gives it some good flavor. And you know what? I'm also gonna add some seasoning onto this too. I'm gonna add this seasoning. Feel free to add whatever seasonings you want. This is a Taco Night blend from Spice Titan. I have a discount code for Spice Titan below if you're interested. Just a little bit. And then we're gonna top it with more cheese. Okay, let's fold that in half and kind of just press those edges down. Let's let that hang out for a few and then we'll flip it. Let me crouch down so you can see me, but I have to say, one of the very first things that I really knew how to cook, and this is not even really cooking, but was chicken quesadillas. Back in the day, that was one thing I knew I wouldn't screw up because it's just so easy, and I did not know how to cook when I was in my early 20s. Even going on close to 30, the cooking, it missed me somehow completely, but I could make a mean chicken quesadilla. Okay, let's flip this. All right, there we go. Flip it. And you can get it as golden brown as you want. Main thing is just to make sure all the cheese is melted and everything is heated through. I'm gonna let this hang out for another couple of minutes. Then that'll be done and I'll make a couple more. All right, this one is done. I'm gonna make my next one and cut this one up. Doesn't that look yummy? You could serve this with some, like a side salad, like a bagged salad. That would be really great. Or you could do, I'm gonna be using this in another recipe, but if you had the Spanish style rice, that would be good to go with that. It's ready in 90 seconds. I like to dip mine in a dollop of Food Lion sour cream. Y'all know what I was gonna say, a dollop of, but Food Lion sour cream is gonna cut it for today. I like to dip mine in sour cream. That's my favorite, but you could do salsa, whatever you want. There's dinner in less than 15 minutes. This portion of today's video is kindly sponsored by Hydro. Y'all know that Steven and I started getting serious about our health about a year ago, and that is about the food that you eat, but it's also about consistently exercising. I have had my Hydro Origin for about a month now. I have to tell you, I'm hooked. The main reason I love it is because it's so low impact. I've mentioned before, I have 0 cartilage in my left knee, and that can really limit my typical workouts. With my Hydro, I get an amazing workout and my knee feels great. And it is such a smart workout. It works 86% of your muscles. My legs, my arms, my core, I feel it everywhere in the best way. And it's perfect for any level. I have rode for years, but if you've never rode before, they have how to row videos that will teach you. And then the membership is amazing. You get access to thousands of workout videos, both on the rower and off. They have things like Pilates, yoga, strength training. So it's kind of like you have an in-home gym. Hydro always has fast and free shipping and a 30-day at-home trial, but right now is the absolute best time to check it out because they have their Black Friday sale going on. It is their biggest sale of the year. So you can save big, but you can use my code Mandy to get an extra $50 off of your order. Just click the link in my description box below to learn more. Seriously, I love my rower and I look forward to working out. Okay, back to cooking. Every time I have quesadillas like this, it takes me back to learning how to cook, basically, and being proud of myself because I made something yummy. So simple, so good. Next, just because I already have that Mexican stuff out, I'm gonna make a different Mexican dish. And it's a very quick and easy black bean taco soup. I love taco soup, like traditional taco soup, but this is a 10-minute taco soup. And it's just a few ingredients and it will be ready in 10 minutes, so let's make it. You need a can, or in my case, a pack of black beans. I am gonna drain and rinse these. You can drain a can of corn, or in my case, I'm just gonna use some frozen corn. Any salsa will do, but you're gonna add this into your soup as well. I don't know if I'll add the entire thing because I'm not making a whole lot, but this is really, there's no recipe. We're just gonna, this adds a ton of flavor and gives it some salt and seasonings, all of that. We're gonna throw some low sodium chicken broth in there to make it a soup. And that could be it. Or you could add cilantro or anything else that you wanna add. This is a very simple, better than canned soup. Drained and rinsed black beans going in. Some corn. I'm gonna add our salsa. I'm not sure how much. Let me add about that much and we'll kind of go from there. That's about half of this jar. You know what? I have a little bit of this Rotel that I'm gonna add in there too because why not? And then we're just gonna kind of eyeball it, but we're gonna throw in some chicken broth. Probably, I don't know, 2 cups. I'm gonna stir all of that together and turn this onto about medium, a little more, and just let that heat through. And then I'm gonna serve it with some cheese on top, some sour cream, just like I would a taco soup. This is a very quick and easy dinner. Okay, it's nice and heated through. I wanna make it cheesy, so I'm gonna add some of this Mexican blend cheese on top. I also wanna make it a little creamy. So add some sour cream. And then I had these on hand, these tortilla strips, which is really nice. I like to serve these on top of taco soup, so we're gonna throw some of these on there too. Taco soup in 10 minutes. I got this when we went to the Bush's plant in Sevierville. Is that how you say it? It's not Sevierville, it's Sevierville, right? Tennessee, right outside of Gatlinburg. We went to we didn't do a tour of it, but we did they have like a whole area where you can kind of go see how everything is done. And then they have a shop at the end of it, of course. And I bought this. And it's really nice for soup. You think I added enough cheese? The flavors from the salsa really make it feel like you put a ton of seasonings in here when you didn't have to. This is such a great cheat to making taco soup. I'll be honest with you, it does not taste like it took 10 minutes to make. It's got some great flavors in there. This is a good one. Something I always have on hand, whether it's in my fridge or in my freezer, are chicken sausages or kielbasa. Just any type of already cooked sausage helps to make a very quick meal. These are the spinach and feta chicken sausages. You can use whatever kind you want. This is just what I happened to have in my freezer and I defrosted. I'm gonna cut them into bite-sized chunks. Now, something else that I have in my freezer, this tri-colored pepper onion medley. Still frozen, totally fine. Here's what we're gonna do. I've got this sheet pan here. I'm gonna roll my chicken sausages on there. I'm also gonna put some of these on here. Kind of break up the clumps that you've got. I'm just gonna use the rest of this bag because there's really not a whole lot left. Then we need some olive oil. If you've been around for a while, you know the drill. This is the Tuscan herb infused olive oil from Palmetto Olive Oil Company. One of my favorite things ever. All of their stuff is so, so good. I've got them linked below. If you will just do this number right here. And then we're gonna salt and pepper it. And then I'm just gonna kind of toss it with my hands because why not? I threw some on the ground, you know. It's a good time over here. So I've got my oven preheating to about 400. We're gonna roast these for about 5 minutes and then 5 to 7 minutes. And then I'm gonna turn it over to broil because I do want them to kind of really get nice and crispy really fast. So we'll just kind of eyeball it, but that's all we gotta do. Okay, it's been 7 minutes. Let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm gonna stir it around a little bit and I'm gonna turn it over to broil and we're just gonna broil it the rest of the way. Everything is nice and heated, but now let's really just kind of crisp it up. I'm gonna let it broil for 5 minutes. I am gonna check on it, but I just don't wanna forget about anything, so timer it is. And like I mentioned earlier, I am gonna be serving the chicken sausage and veggies along with this ready rice just because it kind of completes the meal. Okay, they crisped up like I wanted them to. This is hot. There we go. Let's taste this 15-minute dinner, see what we think. So simple, so good. This is a perfect meal for when you don't feel like cooking. All we did was heat this up. Bon appetit. For this fourth dinner idea, breakfast for dinner is always a good idea. However, if you have a lot of stuff in your fridge, like deli meat, maybe some spinach, some cheese, some diced onions, whatever, this way of scrambling your eggs along with that is kind of like emptying out your fridge into your eggs. That sounded appetizing. But you're kind of making an everything omelet, but it's not an omelet. We're gonna do scrambled eggs. I'm just gonna go grab stuff out of my fridge and just really kind of bulk up my eggs, make some toast along with it. You've got breakfast for dinner, but with a little bit extra. So obviously I need eggs. Grab those out. I've got some deli ham. I grabbed some spinach. I've got a little bit of that I can throw in there. I've got some of this creamy melt mozzarella cheese left. Why not? So excited. You can just use butter or whatever you want in your pan. And honestly, with the caraway pans, I don't have to put anything in there, but just to add some flavor, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I have a new olive oil from Palmetto Olive Oil Company. It is their garlic infused olive oil. Stephen and I went in there and tasted some more of their stuff. I love that you can go and do a taste test of their stuff. And we fell in love with this one. So here we are. Get the topper in here so it's easy to pour. We're gonna try that with our eggs. So let's just put a little bit of that garlic infused olive oil in here. It's gonna add a little flavor. I'm just gonna do 4 eggs right now, and I like to go ahead and just start scrambling them. I've gotten to where recently I don't scramble them before I put them in here because that's just another dish that I'm dirtying up, you know? So I just end up doing it like this right here. I've got some spinach that I'm just tearing. We've got ham, deli meat ham. I'm just gonna kind of chunk that up. And we cannot forget the cheese. This mozzarella blend, creamy melt cheese is really, really good. That's it. Let's just scramble all of this up. Let me add some salt and pepper too. That deli meat has some salt in it already, so I don't need to add a lot, but I am gonna add some pepper. But I love the versatility of this one because it's just whatever you have in your fridge. Whatever veggies you wanna add, whatever extra protein you want to add. Okay, I'm gonna let that hang out, finish scrambling it, and then it'll be time to eat. That is done and it looks delish. I've got some toast in the toaster. And to really complete the meal, other than just having the toast and the eggs, I've been using these for breakfasts all the time recently. It's the turkey sausage. Just heat a couple of these up in the microwave, boom, done. Okay, that looks delicious and smells delicious. Let's try it. I can smell the garlic in there, which is great. Let's try it. This is a pretty typical thing, right? I mean, you've had something like this before. It's really quick and easy to make, but let me tell you, using that garlic infused olive oil leveled this up. You can taste it. It's not overpowering, but it just adds that extra level. Okay, I am so completely happy right now. I just want to keep eating. However, we do have one more recipe, another really simple one. It's a pasta dish. Let's make it. Steven just got home. He did a bike ride and a run. So he's gonna come in and eat some of what I've made. This video is almost doubling like a meal prep because we're not eating all of it right this second. So I'm putting a lot of it in the fridge. So I'm not gonna have to cook for a few days. Our last recipe, I need to basically just rinse this out. This has our eggs in it. I need this, and then I need a small pot. We are just gonna make some pesto tortellini. I'll show you. For this recipe, I am using fresh tortellini, not homemade, but fresh from my refrigerated section at my grocery store. We're gonna be using jarred pesto, a little splash of heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese, and I've got some spinach on hand. We're gonna throw some spinach in there too. Our water is come up to a boil, so I'm gonna throw my tortellini in. It only needs to hang out in here like 4 or 5 minutes. It really doesn't take long at all. Let me set a timer for that. While that cooks, let's heat this up to about medium. Let that heat up, and I'm gonna go grab my other ingredients. Okay, let's add in our jar of pesto. To our pesto, I'm just gonna add a good splash, a healthy splash of heavy cream. Stirring that around. This is heating up quickly because there's not a whole lot to heat up. Now let's grate in a little Parmesan cheese. Our pasta is almost done. So lastly, now that this is kind of good and heated up, I'm gonna add in some of that spinach. Okay, I'm gonna stir that in. Let that kind of wilt down. Let me drain my pasta, and then we'll toss that in here too. We're just kind of making sure all of that is combined, and dinner is ready in less than 15 minutes.
Give me that pasta.
Mr. Triathlon. I guess today it was just a biathlon.
Do-a-thon.
He only did 2 things today. He didn't swim.
Ravioli.
No.
Alla pesto.
No.
What is it?
Tortellini.
Tortellini alla pesto.
Pesto is one of my favorites.
Presto.
You know, I didn't like pesto for the longest time.
Oh, I love pesto.
I know, but when I was younger, I didn't like it.
It's got kind of a lemony, nutty taste to it. Citrusy, nutty taste to it. And there's all those herbs in there. Tremendous flavor. Is that spinach?
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Yeah, I just threw some spinach in there. Why not?
Get him rejuvenated.
Yeah, he needs the calories for sure.
Almost a 1-pot meal.
Almost. It's a 10 to 15 minute meal, so that's my kind of cooking right there.
That is super delicious, babe.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
I was about to record my outro, and I just realized Steven took a piece of toast with the scrambled eggs on top and the rest of his pasta into the living room, and he was eating, and he still had his mic on. So y'all were about to hear him eating while I was trying to say goodbye. But I think he was making a lot of great noises for the scrambled egg toast. You like that? Yeah. He said that's good stuff. He's so hungry right now, bless his heart. Okay, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I know these weren't really recipes, but it was just trying to help you out this week right before Thanksgiving when you're probably about to do a lot of cooking. So I'm just trying to help feed your family without you having to stand in the kitchen for even longer this week. If you enjoy getting new dinner ideas, you should probably subscribe. I do 2 videos a week most weeks, giving you lots of dinner inspiration. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. I'm gonna take the week off next week, so I'll see you right after Thanksgiving. Bye y'all.